I want to say one final word. I'm intentionally wearing this shirt regarding Proud American Christian because some people would look at me and say, why are you getting involved in this? Christians should just obey their government. And I have a different opinion about this. Christians should respect their government, but they should also address unjust, immoral, evil, and wicked practices within their government. The apostles did this. Jesus did this. We have to address these practices within our church. We have to address these practices within our legislature. Even if we have Christian legislators up there, or Christian conservative legislators, we're passing these laws on your behalf, we need to speak to them because sometimes these people are uneducated. I was at a hearing one time where a man confessed that he got his information about this bill through Twitter. Twitter at the time, I believed, allowed 144 characters. 144 characters, and that individual was being informed about important bills via 144 character tweets on Twitter. Some of us have looked further into these issues. Each person that I know that I've talked with has different expertise, great expertise, and they should be listened to, and their voices should not be silenced, as they've tried to do with Mr. Cody Taylor. And if you're a Christian, I'm going to say this: you should be speaking out about these issues. Nothing is more important than marriage and family. Marriage is the institution ordained by God, and family is also ordained by God. Marriage and family actually are the foundation, the essential building blocks of our society. So if you have a civil government out there and they are destroying marriage and family indiscriminately, as our state does, the state of Texas, we as Christians should be rising up against them. Currently, right now, if you have a religious marriage, the state of Texas can divorce you, even if you entered your marriage as an act of obedience to your God as a religious right. If you're a Catholic and you went through all the steps to have a Catholic marriage, the state can annul or divorce you from your spouse. A judge can do this apart from your will and consent. This is a grave religious violation. The state routinely destroys families. We're going to find the best parent. Every child needs both parents. Even if one parent is better than the other, it makes no difference. A child needs both parents. Child needs grandparents. The state has also destroyed the ability of many grandparents to be in their grandchildren's lives, either through unjust custody laws or through a number of ways that they've done so. And our legislature has failed us. Our Christian legislators have failed us. If our Christian legislators acted with some of the zealousness as the radical left LGBTQ whatever legislators act, we would have had this fixed a long time ago. We are the majority. And unfortunately, some of our so-called Christian conservative legislators have failed us, and they've excused their failures and want us to accept it, and we'll fight harder next time. We are sick and tired of fighting for the next time. We are fighting for the here and for the now. And I believe, as a proud American Christian, that this is my duty to this generation, to my children, to my grandchildren, to do whatever we can to make sure this system is not perpetrated, that the institutions that God has established remain intact as much as possible. Never saying get rid of divorce, never saying that there are not times that a parent's right should be terminated, but it has to be on a higher level than what we're doing here in Texas, because we are destroying our children, we're destroying our grandchildren. There's a verse in Hebrews that talks about the men of faith and how they enforced righteousness, and that's what I like to look at what we're doing. When we are observing our courts, when we are talking about issues of injustice and what's going on in our state, and people are trying to say, you're just being a nuisance. No, we are acting in the authority that God has given us, and it is our intent to enforce justice. It is our intent to fight for our fathers, for our mothers, for our grandparents, for aunts and uncles, for brothers and sisters, for our children, our grandchildren, for the good of our society. We are here fighting. And if you are a Christian, and if you are not fighting for this issue, you should come and join us, because I think that you're failing in part in your responsibility as a Christian. I have found great companionship, great advocacy with people who don't profess to be Christians. But we are fighting because we all realize the importance of family and marriage. And if you're a Christian and if you aren't involved in this, all I can say is shame on you. If you're a grandparent and if you aren't doing anything, maybe you've been brainwashed by society. You've been told, you're not really that important. You are one of the most important people that we need to have fighting for us and with us. Anyway, we all stand with Cody Taylor. We hope that this unjust, evil, wicked, immoral, often immoral system gets overturned, and I don't really care who gets the credit for it. We will have known that we have been there fighting, and once these changes are made, and I believe change is coming, and I believe maybe sweeping changes are coming, we will be glad to see it, because once again, for my grandchildren, I'm fighting for you. You know who they are. Many people, for their children, we're fighting for you. You know who you are. We will not stop until we win, till we overthrow this wicked system, till we reform it at the very least. And I'm sorry for those state legislators who claim to be Christian conservatives. If you are not on our side, we're going to come after you too. We're going to seek to get you dislodged as well. This is an important issue. The issue is more important than your position. We would love you to be on our side. Please help us. If you decide not to, we have other means that we'll have to go through at the ballot box or whatever. But we do want you there. You're an important role. You play an important role in this whole fight. We hope that you join us. Anyway, that's it. Again, thank you to Cody Taylor for his tireless advocacy, for his willingness to not back down and to take the suit forward. And for Taryn Champagne, David O'Connor, Dr. David O'Connor, George Saldana, thank you for your affidavits of support. For those who wish to also support Cody Taylor, thank you as well. We will be following this case. And as I mentioned earlier, these are the cases that we can now bring before the various boards. Well, I've been told recently, I cannot verify this, but I've been told recently that when you go to the boards and if you start referencing videos that you've seen about this, that it actually elevates the case so that the agencies look at it a little bit more thoroughly, because they can no longer control the narrative once the media gets a hold of this. Please spread this. Please help. Please do whatever you can. Can't do everything, but everybody can do something. Thank you so much. Again, Cody, all the best with your efforts to be reunited with your daughter. Thank you.